I'm really happy to be here to share with you everything about our collection of sugar. When we started, we had two. We had regular and tropical, so all body and firm. And then I was adjusting my regular all the time, and we created the very soft one, LK Private. Then many more years went by and people would say, oh, don't you have something between this and this? Because if I have this, I had to add that to make it firmer. If I have this, I have to. So I'm talking about the three that we had. And so we did. And I'm going to start with the firmest, which is our Tropical Plus. This one is formulated to absorb more humidity in the environment. So you think maybe places like Singapore, Thailand, the Caribbean islands, anywhere where humidity is very high, that even with an air con, you squeeze, I know from being there, you squeeze your hands, you're inside and the air con is on, but you can still feel humidity in your hands. That's what this is for, is to tolerate more humidity so that you can get the job done with one piece and not have wastage. So I want to show you, it's a little bit different showing you this way than actually doing a body, but this is heated at a higher temperature, but not where it's hot, because you don't want to overheat your sugars. Remember, think candy. If you're overheating, you're cooking. When you're cooking, you're actually making more firm. So this is Tropical Plus. As I play with it, it's going to get firmer. So we'll probably have to speed this up. So yeah, you're not watching me just doing this. So, and now I can feel more pressure here because it's getting firmer. Actually, I could do some on my hand just to get it going a little bit faster. Right now, you can see it's applying no problem. It's getting firmer still. That's the whole point of it, is the firmness of it, the formulation of it will absorb more humidity without breaking down. So obviously we can still apply it to the skin. If we couldn't, we wouldn't be able to use it. But you can see now, I'm going to show you here. Actually, a good way to see it is when we come off and watch it go. You see how it's firmer when we do this? That's how you can tell when you have firmer sugar that will absorb more humidity. I couldn't sugar with this indefinitely. It's just so firm, but there's a purpose and value for Tropical Plus. Then we have our Tropical. This is what we have original as our firm sugar. It's going to behave similar to the Tropical Plus, but formulated so that it still absorbs and still works very well for high humidity areas, but it's a little bit smoother in its consistency. All our sugars are super smooth. What I mean by that, it won't get as firm. It won't have as much tolerance for high humidity as the Tropical Plus. You'll see here, it still has a little bit of bounce, a little bit of softness, but not like the other sugars. So you can see slowly, that's because of the formulation. So some humidity, maybe you're experiencing, maybe you're menopausal and you're having some hot flashes and you have those moments. Well, this is good to have. And the Tropical and/or Tropical Plus is also very good for areas where the hair is super, super, super tough and maybe shorter. And this will help to grip it stronger. Still doing your molding to send the sugar in the follicles, but this will help to grip it. It has more tolerance for really, really tough hair. So there's little things that you can be free to play with and experiment and experience so that you start to understand what you need in specific times of specific clients. So next we're going to do the regular. And then we have our regular. This is a very, very popular one because especially with new practitioners, they feel safe, they feel like it's not soft, it's not firm, it works on all hair types also. And I'll show you how this one, you can see it starts to get a smooth, I don't like to use the word smooth because they're all smooth formulations, little bit softer consistency. You can already see when I'm blending it. See how this wants to drip down, so we're getting a little softer than the others. And again, now the application might go a little bit faster. And then here you have, see how it goes down a little bit more? This is because of its formulation. So softer than the others. And even if you love the regular and you find, you know, I wish I had softer and you don't have any, we'll talk about that, but you can easily just use the adjuster or spritz some water in it. And then we have our LK Plus. Now, the LK Plus was so appreciated when we brought it out because a lot of people say, oh, I can't use the LK Private. You know, LK for Lina Kennedy, private stock, because I love soft sugar. But I can say that sometimes the LK Plus will be my go-to when I'm doing live demonstrations. So this is your happy place between a regular and the ones that some people think is too soft for them. So if you're using regular and you're constantly adjusting, then it's time to switch out to this LK Plus. And you'll see, even coming out, this is where the fun begins. I just love soft sugar. Now, this is obviously getting, you can see, we're getting softer. Everything is always smooth, but it's just a softer, more liquid, becoming more, not even liquid, I'm saying the wrong words, just softer formulation. And then, of course, application is super easy, super fast. But when you get to this formulation, your 6 steps really matter because you can get stuck easier if you haven't developed your technique to be more fluid and not to the skin, right? So again, watch this. This goes down quite quickly. And that's the softness of your LK Plus. And then, ta-da, we have the LK Private Stock. We have a lot of AP practitioners who use the LK Private Stock. I want you to know, and I tell everyone this around the world, don't make it your goal. Your goal should be to use the softest sugar that works well with your body temperature, your environment, your skill level, so that you always feel comfortable when you're sugaring. I'm going to say there are times where, especially when I was going through my hot flashes, I had this in my hand. I'm like, get me some tropical, I need to blend, because it just became soup because I just got a massive hot flash. So the beautiful thing about our collection is you can be ready for anything, and that's the goal of it all. So now we have, you can see, I don't even have to take it out, but I will. This is our LK Private. There's no effort. Really, there's no effort to using this sugar. It will still do all hairs, but if I was doing maybe first time LA bikini for man or woman, or a man's back where there's some tough hairs, I might switch out to or consider using LK Plus, a little bit firmer, a little bit more grip, or even maybe in some areas like that V point in a women's bikini, that little spot there, I would use maybe a tropical. So there's things we teach you in our courses. That's why we have master classes. But here's the LK Private. Now I haven't been using any powder. Whoop. I got stuck on my own because I've been using my hand, so there's no dead skin left here. So I'll try to go on the side here. But you can see I have to flick really firm and parallel so I don't get stuck in this area. Ooh, I need some exfoliation, dry skin happening here, Lina. So now you can see this one just, this LK Private just wants to go down. It's very, very soft. And if I didn't do that little at the end, it would have flown onto my cameraman. Softest of the softest requires very, very little effort to send the sugar into the follicles to grip everything that you want. It's the beautiful part about using a very soft sugar. Again, I just want to reiterate that your goal is not to get to LK Private. Your goal is to use the softest sugar that works best for you and your surroundings. And here you have it, our famous award-winning collection of sugar pastes. This is the full line of Alexandria Professional sugar paste available to you. Now, if you've never used our sugar paste, but you'd be curious enough to try it, we do have our trial size available now. All you got to do is go to our website and place your order. So if you want to keep learning more about professional body sugaring, subscribe to our YouTube because we'll be sharing a lot more information.